Hello, guys. Welcome to Black with Sugar, your weekly podcast.
Welcome.
Keziah Mac and Nadia Itasan.
Nadia, how are you?
I'm good. I'm very good, Keziah. Guys, how are you? So today we wanted to have a different type of podcast because a lot of people ask us to talk a little bit about us. And so we wanted to do something a little bit different so we didn't prepare anything. And we're just going to ask, and we're just going to ask each other questions, personal questions, random questions, so that you guys can get to know each other.
And I guess in the future, if you have questions, you can drop them in a comment and then we will reply to you.
Maybe.
Depending on the question.
All right. Are you going to start or I start?
I'm going to let you start.
Oh, I have to start?
Yeah.
We said any question, right?
We said any question, but now don't be asking me crazy question now. No, but go ahead. And I guess if you don't want to answer the question, just say, I play the fifth.
Okay. Well, I'm going to try to be nice for the first question.
Okay, cool.
All right.
All right.
Then we go deeper.
Oh.
And deeper. And deeper.
Okay.
Why did you decide to come to the U.S.?
Oh. So the first time I came to the U.S. was in 1998 with my brother and sister. We were coming to our cousin wedding. And I guess the funny thing is the first time we arrived to America, we were supposed to go to D.C. So we landed in New York. And my aunt was supposed to put us in a bus to go to D.C., Maryland. Mind you, she put us in the wrong bus and we end up arriving in a village somewhere, and that wasn't the proper destination. So,
did you guys speak English or not at all?
You know what? I was the one who was the most comfortable in English outside of my brother and sister. So, thank God when we literally it was
Where were you? Do you remember?
I think we were somewhere in Maryland, but that wasn't the proper stop. So we arrived there at like 3 a.m. or something like that. So we're trying to call my aunt. Nobody's picking up the phone. And right in front of the bus stop, there is a 7-Eleven. So that means there's lights, So we end up just getting some drinks and some chips. And we just sat down on the bench until the morning. And then we come out. She's like, oh, you guys are like 45 kilometers or whatever. So they kind of drove us to pick us up. But the reason why I fell in love, so we were a couple of weeks in D.C., and I came to New York, and I don't know, the energy, the lights, I just fell in love with New York.
Don't you think you were just impressed?
I was. I mean,
by the
you get
movies,
there.
And
no, absolutely. We grew up with Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Martin. So you get to the U.S., you're 18 years old. Obviously, you're like, oh my God, Times Square, and so I really had that, that thing for...
So that was instant. When you came, you just liked it right away.
We went on vacation, we came, and then I guess 2-3 years back to back, we decided to go to New York for the holidays, for the summer break.
Because when I came here, I landed in New York, and I hated it. I thought these people were crazy. It's so cold, and I wasn't prepared for this cold. I just spent 1 year in Mexico.
Yeah.
And the weather was so warm. And then I came to New York and it's cold.
Okay, so you didn't like it, but what made you come to New York?
The opportunity, money. Okay. At that time, you could make so much money. It was just money flowing everywhere.
Not like right now.
No, not like right now. Yeah, it's totally changed. But at the time, there were opportunity, and I needed to learn English anyway, so I had to stay.
Okay, so that was a good way to learn English. Okay.
Yeah, I had to learn English, and you could have like a job here and there and make good money actually.
Okay, that's fair.
But I hated it. I was just like, these people are crazy. It's so cold in this country. But why would they live here? Why do they
don't,
like
I guess
it?
they don't have the choice. They
No,
born
guys,
here.
it was so cold. So cold. And I'm sure that's the experience of a lot of French people when they come to New York and they're like,
I mean, we have
this is something else. You
We
know?
have the cold, and sorry I cut you off. We have cold in Paris, in France, but I think the cold here in America is just next level.
Yes, right? Yeah. Okay, well, it's an interesting answer.
Well, thank you.
It's your turn.
It's my turn. Okay, so I'm just going to...
Wait, but let's make a rule. You can ask a question that I ask you.
Okay,
All right?
that's fair. I wasn't going to ask you that kind of question at all. I was going to ask you more something about your family. Do you have any siblings? How many siblings do you have?
So we are 5 kids.
5 kids, okay.
Yes, and I have 3 sisters and 1 brother.
Okay.
I was in the middle. And you know, the middle child, we always think we're invisible.
I'm a middle child, so
Did
apparently
you think-
with the problem.
Did you have the same feeling?
People say middle child are the troublemaker.
The troublemaker?
Yeah. I don't
No.
I promise you, people.
I was so quiet. I was like, I was very quiet when I was a little girl.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting. No, because I'm trying to,
Really? Trying to imagine myself quiet.
Yeah, be quiet.
I needed to get back all the lost time, right? So I have 2 older sisters, 1 little sister, and 1 little brother. And my brother was the last one. My parents tried to, they keep having daughters and daughters after daughters, and
so
they
they
really wanted to have a son. So, they
She
stopped
tried.
when they stopped when they finally got my little brother.
Okay.
And what I'm gonna ask you: are you single?
Yes, I am.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Are you actually looking for someone?
I'm looking, but basically, I'm not looking.
That was a tricky question because I know she's not. That's why I was like,
I'm definitely not looking.
so maybe there is some people.
I'm a
out
little bit
there.
lazy on that side, which the pandemic didn't help.
Please send your resume. So, what are you looking for? What would be the perfect man?
A finance man.
What is this answer? Doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't mean anything. Good question. I will say someone who will let me be free in a sense where, me, I'm a loner. I like my alone time. So being able to still have that while being in a relationship, definitely someone smart, I'm a creative person, so I'm French. I like to debate. I like a good conversation, so I like to be entertained. I like to, I like good conversations, so someone who definitely can keep up on conversation. I like tall people. I like tall men. Most of the guys that are dating
So
were
if a
very
guy
tall.
is short, it can't. Like, it will have no chance.
Most likely, I'm not probably going to live and look at you. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah. I will say.
I
let me tell
don't
you something.
discriminate like that.
I mean, I don't know if we can call it discrimination.
It
but,
is.
Oh, really? Oh, sorry. Well, for my own defense, I grew up with a lot of tall people around me. My brother is about 6'4". Most of my best friends are like 6'6", 6'8". So I've been around that a lot. So I think maybe it's a comfort zone.
Well, me, my dad was short, and my family were not really tall, so
We're not really tall. For some reason,
But okay.
my brother is tall for, I don't even know where he
I'm
got that from.
5'5", which is I'm the tallest girl in my family. Although there is a debate with my older sister that she says she's taller than me. I don't think so, though. But yeah, they're not. Moroccan people are not that tall, quite.
You got a couple exceptions, I guess, here and there.
Very few.
Very few. Well.
No, there is some tall guy, but I think in general, it's not a nation that are very tall.
Okay. Okay. That's fair. So I'm looking, but I'm not looking. So hopefully, if things get back to a certain normal where we can go back out and, get a drink and do things that we love, I might.
But to go back to the size things, you know what I don't like with tall men? How do you kiss them? How do you do?
I think it's just natural.
You have
You
to
just
climb the guy.
You don't. I mean, The funny thing is, you will ask that kind of question, and for me, I never really asked myself that question.
About it. Well, because I'm a kisser.
It.
I love to kiss you everywhere, you know.
French.
So. No. I don't know if it's weird. No, I don't think. You think that's
French or kisser, yeah.
Yes?
Yeah, most, yeah.
So you think I've been influenced by the French culture in that?
For the kiss, yeah.
No, I think it depends. Some people are kissers, some other are not. I'm very affectionate.
Yeah, you are. You are actually.
Yeah, so
I
think, so for me, it's if I cannot, I know, I will be miserable.
No, I'm sure there was way. I mean, I never
the
really.
guy always have to bend, and you cannot have a kiss unless
He's just gonna scoop you up.
No, I like that when I have my heels, that the guy is approximately my size, so I can hug him and kiss.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll think about that next time I date someone, and if he's still out.
Yeah, you tell me how you do.
That's gonna come into my mind. I was like, oh, next time Nadia asked me about kissing, let me see what's going on. How about, is there one thing that you never told about you, and you don't have to say it, but do you have that one secret that you never told anyone?
Okay, I have to think about this. I have many secrets, but never told anyone. Oh no, I talk too much.
You're your own problem.
No, because I think like I'm an open book, So I don't think there is there is things that it depends who were in my life at the time when it happened.
Makes sense.
But generally, the people, closest people in my life, there is always somebody that knew about some secret or whatever, something, But I'm pretty much an open book, so.
Okay.
Is that a good answer?
It is a good answer. I mean, that means as me being your friend, I pretty much know everything that I need to know.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I'm trying to think of what could be the question that our audience would like to know about you.
The size of my boobs, maybe.
Oh, were they big? I don't know your size of your boobs, actually. What is your size?
34 double D.
Okay, so...
Yeah. She's like, girl.
That's big.
Yeah.
How old were you when you had your first boyfriend? When I mean boyfriend, you know exactly what I mean.
I know exactly what you mean. We know. Actually, for me, it was important to be 100% okay with that. So I learned at an age where I knew it was going to be my decision. So I was past 19.
Okay.
I was past 19. So
and how long were you with the guy? Do you remember?
A good two and change, and because I decided to come here.
We're 2 and change. It's just funny, 2 hours, 2 months, 2 weeks.
No, 2 years.
2 years.
No, I'm talking about in years.
2 seconds.
That was funny. I I didn't even think about that.
Is it 2.5 what?
Years.
Okay. And are you still in contact with him?
Not at all.
Do you know anything about him? You're not curious about it?
Not at all.
Really?
No.
Maybe he's married, he has kids.
Oh, he's probably. I
Yes?
actually think he has children. I don't know nothing about his life, but I'm sure he's with someone. I'm sure he's a father. But I just don't know nothing about that.
I like sometime check out on what my ex
That's one thing that
are doing. No, you don't care?
I don't, because and I think it's the same with friendship. Once I cut you off, I cut you off.
No, but it depends, If
once you're not
cut off badly,
not cut off badly, but for me, once you're not in my life, you're not in my life, and I'm not going to look for that information because it's not going to add anything to my life.
So you never, I don't know. I never asked. But it did happen sometime. But I'm just wondering, I wonder what this person became. And
did you ever heard me talking about an ex or
telling
you news about someone I used to date or something like that?
No.
See?
No.
Yeah. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, but sorry guys if I didn't check up on you.
No. It's just about curiosity, It's not. I'm not talking about being obsessed or anything like that.
I'm not curious about that kind of stuff.
So, your turn.
Oh yeah, my turn.
You sound so excited about it.
No, because I'm trying to figure out smart questions. So we coming from another country. Do you think coming to America was the right choice for you?
Well, that's a good question because I did believe that for a long time, and now I'm like, I think I'm questioning that.
Okay.
Just because, I have some people that went back to France and tell me, oh, it's formidable. I don't know what you're doing in the United States. This is so much better and it's so much better here. And also because I think, it was so challenging in New York to find somebody, serious. Because I feel like if I had lived in France, I probably had kids and
be married and
yes.
things like okay.
And in New York City, remember, the dating podcast that we did? It's very difficult. It's very, very difficult to find somebody serious. So I felt like, and you try and try and try and try and try. Didn't happen. Also, I actually don't feel like Americans are as optimistic as they were when I came here.
Okay.
I don't know if do you have this feeling?
No, I think it's... obviously, I still like to be in New York, but it's becoming more and more difficult. And this whole 2020 and, the events make everything even more difficult. And my take is I really don't know where we're heading,
Yes.
That's where you're like, oh.
And I think New York City, when the economy is good, it's a great city to be. There's plenty of opportunity. Yeah. But when it's not... it can be dangerous and it can be very depressing. Like you have to be very, very strong.
Very strong.
It's also a very lonely city, So sometimes I just get tired of being by myself all the time. I wish I had somebody, you wake up next to someone.
No, I'm 100% with you. I'm a loner, but at the end of the day, yes, I do want to settle down. Yes, I do want to get married and have a family. We'll see when that happens, but I completely understand your position.
My turn.
Your turn.
I have a question, actually. Jehovah's Witness, do you have the right to have animals?
What do you mean animals?
Animals in the house.
Oh, yeah. No, because I was like, animals? Like...
I'm not talking about a cow.
Like, I don't... What kind of animal she's talking about?
Like a dog, cats.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that kind of stuff has nothing to do with religion, I guess.
No, I was just wondering because I didn't know if you had or you never had animals at home, right?
No, because me and my dad are both asthmatic, so
so you can't.
We are allergic.
What about me? You're fine with Mickey, right?
She's fine because her hair are short. I'm more allergic to cats. Cats are definitely a no-go. Feathers, pollen, you name it, I'm allergic.
Oh, by the way, guys, because Mickey is my dog.
Oh, Mickey is Nadia's dog.
I am this type of woman who have those little dog. Treat them like babies. That's New York
her
City
kid.
Makes you crazy when you're meant to tell you.
No, yeah. Jehovah's Witness can have. We had a fish, but he died.
Oh, wow. Something funny about fish. So my brother used to have fish, and they will die all the time. And sometimes they will go buy the fish, put it back before, find out that he died. And he had also, when we were in Morocco, my parents find like a cat. There's cats everywhere. But they were like this baby cat, so is it like this?
Kitten. Yeah.
Whatever.
It's the same thing.
You know what? No, I have to clarify this. Our English is so much better when we're not on camera and recording ourselves. For some reason, every time we're recording ourselves, we forget the words. We like, I don't know. It's like I don't know how to speak English anymore. It's crazy. And I think maybe we are a little bit nervous or something.
Yes, but English also is not our first language. And
but I think, still, I've been here for so many years.
I know,
and I
but
can have full-on conversation
still
with people. And, and sometimes I feel like I sound so dumb.
No, you're not.
Anyway, so there is this kitten, and my little brother, he was so young. He was like 4 or 5 years old, And he's like, oh, mommy,
I want to keep it.
Yes, so they took it, and and he was just like taking the cat, putting it in the water, washing it. I don't know what the hell he was doing. And my mom, she ended up taking the cat and putting it back on the street.
Oh.
Yeah, well, my parents are like this. They were. I tell you another story after that things that really pissed me off. But anyway, they did tell my brother that the cat died and that he killed it. And I used to tell him like, "You killer."
Your parents were cool for that.
He was crying. So you killed the cat? I really did believe at the beginning it's only later that my mom told me no, he didn't kill it, but he was mistreating the cat, so we let him go. Yeah, my parents did something terrible. And I find out not so long ago.
Really?
Yes, I was an adult and like a really grown-up adult. So when we were younger, where we were living, there were also cats hanging around. Mm-hmm. And there is one cat that kept coming at home. And we kind of like adopted the cat, although it was still a little bit savage, I would say. But he will come at home, get used to us giving
You were feeding him and things like that? Okay.
Just at night, she wasn't sleeping at home. My mom didn't like it, so...
She was just running around.
But during the day, she was coming all the time, and her name was Zoe. And I love this cat. It's very interesting. Animals are so smart. When you cry, she will come and rub herself on you, and do les ronronnements, comment on appelle ça?
I have no idea.
Anyway, do you know that little sound that they do when she will come like this? I loved it. And we went to Morocco. We come back. And when you're kids, you don't pay attention to this type of things. And the cat is nowhere to be found. I remember looking for days and me and my sister and going to, outside and call the cat and looking for it in the whole village. And about, I think that was like maybe 4 years ago. Not so long ago, huh?
That's not so long ago. That's like
4
years ago.
Oh, no, 4 years ago. I'm in the living room. I'm visiting my parents in France. I'm in the living room, and I don't remember where we started talking about this. And I said, Mom, this is so sad, You never find out what happened to our cat. And everybody looked at me and started laughing. And my mom said, "But we threw it away." I was so pissed. That's not funny.
No, that's not funny. But basically, what happened is
in shock.
You guys went on vacation, and your mom was like, "I don't know what you do with the
like
dog."
Those dumb people they do in France. They take the cat and they just like and the animals and they throw it, on the highway. That's just crazy. My parents.
Your parents did that.
No, that's horrible. And I was so in shock that they could do something like this. I swear I wanted to cry. Because, I could feel like I love my dog.
No, because you've been looking for the cats for days.
And I never knew. They were all making fun of me because I didn't know.
Oh.
And my little sister never knew the cat, because she was born after.
Yeah.
She started laughing. She's like, "Oh my God, you just found out? Oh, poor you." And you should have seen my face, Keziah. And I was I was so pissed off. I was disappointed that they took that decision. I was so disappointed. A lot of time we think our parents are just perfect.
Yeah.
And grow up and you understand they're just like us, and they're still finding themselves and try to make the best decision that they can. Oh, that was a terrible decision, though.
That was like, I'm not happy with that one.
That one, I was like, no. Anyway, that was a parenthesis about that kitten. So don't do that. This is terrible.
Don't abandon your animals.
Give your cats away. Give your animals away. Do not throw them on the highway. No. I'm sure there is other solution. And don't commit to having animals if you're not going to take care of it.
You can take care of it. Yes. That makes absolutely sense. And I hope that cat found a home and
I don't know, but she probably died, and can you believe how heartbroken animal can be heartbroken too, and
because he's like, this family, I thought they loved me, and then at the end of the day they didn't really love me, they abandoned me, they went away.
Jesus, I don't know, I don't like it. I don't even like to think about it. It really pissed me off. Wow. I was so in shock. All right, the next question.
Whose turn is it?
I think that's your turn. No,
that's my turn to
ask you.
You asked me, you just asked me the question about the animals.
And then I only talk.
Okay, so what kind of wedding do you want?
What make you ask that?
I kind of want to see, like, do you want a big wedding,
Okay, so
fancy?
before I
Do you want a low-key wedding?
All right. Before I answer the question,
Yeah.
what kind of wedding do you think I want?
Well, from my experience with you, I will say definitely family and friends, even if the amount of people is not big, but I feel like we're going to go for like a fancy wedding.
Really?
When I say a fancy wedding, I think you want the white dress, the whole thing. I don't know.
I think the more you grow or you get older,
Yeah.
I prefer the word grow. Right?
Shall we ask questions about our age?
No, they already know. I think we already talked about it. But I think the more I grow and the less it's important, actually, because now I'm really looking for love. And I think women, we want the big wedding and this, and I really don't care. I think it's so much more important for me to find the right person. I actually think that even if the guy were telling me, like, you know what, let's get married, on the beach and like a little ceremony, and I'll probably do it.
You'll be fine with that.
I think that's something I could do it, because for me, it's really more the meaning behind it now.
Yeah.
The commitment that somebody can make to you, than the party and things like that. Now, because I'm Moroccan, and in Morocco, it's a big deal.
And y'all have to dress 7 times differently.
Yeah, but it will not be for me. It will be actually for my family, because, I come from a very small town in Morocco. Hello to El Kebab,
Hello, la famille.
Exactly. Which is a very small town in Morocco. And there's not a lot of entertainment, I would say not at all. And the only things that they look forward is wedding. That's where people dress up.
Good party.
They go out. That's where they meet other people. That's where you find maybe the next husband. I would want to do a party for them so that they can enjoy and eat and you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. No,
and
I know.
I remember when we did my sister's wedding in Morocco, there were so many people that came, and some of them are really poor, actually.
So they were able to actually eat a good
eat,
meal.
Yes, they're there, they eat,
share.
They have fun,
Yeah.
because we have live music, everybody dance. So it's good, because for them it's like, you forget a little bit about, your day-to-day life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I will, maybe something like small in Marrakesh, like maybe I do a little, like you say, maybe little things with my friends, and something a little bit more fancy with the, people that are very close to me. But yeah, it's not as important as it once was.
Well, I'm looking forward to it.
I'm still praying every night. Is this going to happen? They might think like, this girl, she's crazy. How come she's not married? French people are going to think that, like, okay, something must be wrong with her. I'm not a freak. I'm not a crazy person. I don't think so. But I think
just took our time.
No, I met a lot of crazy people. Right?
New York City.
No, but can you confirm to?
I confirm.
That's not me.
That's not you. I confirm. Being in New York, you're gonna meet nothing but crazy.
A lot of
On a serious note, we're laughing and we're joking, but
it's true. It's
the
true.
dating
I met
side is
really
a little
crazy
crazy.
people. Yeah, really
crazy.
crazy people asking you weird things, or being weird, and you didn't know about it, and then you find out, crazy stuff. So it's like, no. It's something else here. Do you want to have kids?
Yes.
How many?
Let's start by 1 because I have 0 right now. But I will say 1, 2. I don't know.
Did you freeze your eggs?
No.
Are you gonna freeze it?
I don't think so.
Why not?
Because I think I made, if I can call it that way, I made peace with that process where if it happens, if it happens naturally. If it doesn't, I feel like there's so many other ways to become a mother that I'm okay with that. If I have to go another route, then I'm okay with that. Yeah.
So, like, would you consider adoption?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Yeah. There's so many kids out there with no parents who could use love, who could use a mom or affection. So.
And you don't have any pressure from your parents?
Oh, no. If you listen to my mom, she will tell you, listen, life's too crazy. If you don't get married, it's fine. If you don't have kids either.
Really?
Oh, my mom, she's like, don't bother. And my thing is
Why?
like, no, but
Because she went through like
no,
went
not
through it
even
all
that,
with your
because
dad?
she see how life is a little bit more difficult, I guess, now than
Nowadays,
before.
yes, yeah.
But you know, my thing is like, I tell her that I was like, well, you have 3 kids and a husband, so it's easy for you to say don't do that.
Right.
But she's definitely, my parents are not the kind of parents that put pressure on like marriage coming from an African family. It's never really was a question. The only one who's married so far is my sister.
Yeah. Okay.
I have one question.
Just one.
Wait, one by one. What is the best advice your mom or dad gave you?
My dad would say often, my dad passed away, but he was, I think he was a very wise man. So he had some rules. Also, it's related to religion, but it would be always respect the words that you gave. Meaning, if you promise something to someone,
You have to commit.
you have to do it. Do not say you're going to do something and then you don't do it. That's because for him, your words are your worth. And so I really try to stick to
And I think
that.
in English, didn't they say your word is your bond or something like that?
I don't know.
See, I think it's that's the way you say it. Your word is your bonds, meaning you have to commit to what you said.
Yeah, you remember when there's this person who asked me to lend her money?
Oh yeah.
And I was hesitating on doing so. But because I previously say, oh, if you need help, don't worry,
I got you.
And I just said it kind of like that. And then the person came back and said, but came back almost right away. I thought maybe she's going to ask other people, right? Right away, she came back to me and asked if I can give her the money. I was a little bit torn about it. I remember having my glass of wine and think, okay.
Can I ask you a question? Was it the first time that person asked you, or?
Yeah, that was the first time. Yeah, I remember having a glass of wine and thinking, okay, what am I going to do? And then I had these things that my father said all the time, and I just thought, you know what, Nadia, you said it, you have to do it. And so I did it. Another thing also that he said all the time, if you borrow money from someone, always give it back. This is very important, not to have debt. So, but there's this expression also in English, or maybe it's in French, les bons comptes font les bons amis.
In French, les bons comptes font les bons amis.
Comment on dit en anglais? Good account makes good friends. I don't know. There's going to be a misconception.
We're going to have to translate that.
Good bank account make good friend. No, that's
how you say that. But we'll make sure to make the translation.
It means just keeping the book closed with your friend, meaning that you don't owe them any money. If you borrow, you always give it back.
Yeah.
This is important.
And I like that answer.
So I have a very, very important question for you, Keziah.
Okay.
Very, very
I feel like
important.
every time you ask me a question, I'm like, da-da-da.
So, what is this T-shirt you're wearing?
Oh.
So nice.
It is nice.
I love it.
That's actually a smart question right there. That's a smart question right there.
Right.
So, today, let me switch up my mic a little bit so you can fully see the T-shirt.
Oh yeah, we have some, very good view.
So I'm actually wearing one of Nadia design from her brand Aitasan.
No way!
Yes, way!
And I did not force her.
No, you did not.
She saw me wearing mine, and you see this is, another design that I did. And so she was like, oh, yeah, you know what, let me wear yours too, and I had a size, so it was perfect, and it fit her perfectly. So these are actually Berber sign, so I'm sure, people are going to recognize it. So in my tribe, women used to do tattoo on their hands and on their face, on their feet, and every tattoo had a meaning, actually. I mean, there are several meanings. It's for growth, spirituality, for fecundity, you say like this? Fertility, sorry. Also to keep you from evil eyes, to protect you. And so they will have this in different time of their life. It's also kind of like
a beauty
a
sign?
rite of passage. A rite of passage.
Okay, I see what you mean.
When you become a woman,
it's like a step in your life.
Yes, when you become a woman or when you get married. This was part of our ancestral tradition. We were doing this, and it was part of our belief system. And if you didn't have any tattoo, you were actually not considered pretty. It was very important to have tattoos.
Interesting.
Also, it allowed, because every tribe will have their own kind of tattoo. So from the type of tattoo, you will know which kind of tribe they belong to. Because it's something we don't do anymore, unfortunately. My grandmother had them. Many of my friends' grandmother had them, and aunt and stuff like that. But now we don't see it anymore, and I think it's so beautiful. So I wanted to kind of bring that back so that we don't lose our traditions. And
it's a good initiative, and I think we need that to keep
beautiful.
Some of those traditions that we come from alive. It's very important for who we are, actually. And
to learn also where you came from. I think
absolutely. And then you learn about your culture every day, so that's a good way to learn.
Yes, yeah. So, well, thank you for answering my question, Keziah.
Well, you're welcome.
A beautiful t-shirt. I want one like this as well.
Well, they'll be available soon, and you guys will be able to order them.
Aitasan.com. There's some already available on Aitasan.
Okay, well, go ahead and order.
But I will bring up more design and also like sweatshirts and hoodies and stuff like that coming soon. So I hope you guys like it.
They will. Is it my turn?
Yes.
Yes, it's my turn.
It is.
Okay, so... Oh, actually, for those who don't know, I'm the founder of AFROPOLiTAiN magazine. Is there something from what you see that you do not like about the magazine that should change? Or something that I should improve?
The YouTube channel.
We're working on it.
Right? Because I was so surprised that on Instagram, we have so many followers doing very well. I think the photo shoot now that you're doing, I mean, you went to a different level. I know Keziah since the beginning when she started, and it was nothing. And it went step by step. I saw her like going from zero to something. And something, I'm very proud of you. You did something very beautiful. No, seriously, I'm very impressed. I mean, a lot of us were like kind of like, this is never going to work. And it's not, I never thought that it would not work. I just thought the paper version of it, you remember? We had this talk. I was like,
we had the conversation.
Keziah, just stay online. Online is the future, because you started quite a bit ago. And I remember from my own behavior, I wasn't buying magazine anymore, like paper magazine, and I will do everything online. And I think I wasn't wrong either, right?
Yeah, I think it's... And
you have more success online, right?
We have success online, but the funny thing is, as far as the magazine itself, when I asked the question, and even for the people who buy the magazine regularly, at some point we wanted to do a digital version, and they were like, "Oh, we're just going to wait for the print to come out." I'm like, "Oh, you don't want to?" So I think there's a certain crowd. I'll say the more old school, or the people who are a little bit older that follow the magazine, they like to keep, because they always say it's a beautiful product. They always keep it as a coffee table. So even me, sometimes when I try to push people to go for the digital, they'll be like, "Oh no, I'd rather just wait for the print." And so
no, there is something that I understand about this, because you're right. The magazine is beautiful, and you have beautiful picture, and it's beautiful to hold, to touch, and you can display it also as well. I mean, you started from zero, and now you're already, I mean, it's very impressive. We have a site. We're working on a YouTube channel. Instagram is doing well. Facebook is doing well. We're doing bigger and bigger productions. So it's on the making. It's only the YouTube channel, actually, that was like, you weren't really into it, But now we're changing that. So we are. So don't forget to subscribe. Okay. Who is your favorite singer, actor? Like which star or someone famous, whatever, have inspired you the most? Wow. And why? Okay, my answer is going to probably not shock you, but for me, my biggest inspiration are always been my parents, because I've seen them building their life, losing everything, building it again. And for me, my parents are my biggest supporters, so they're always the one that I look up to.
now obviously there's a bunch of celebrities that I like, whether it's Michael Jackson, whether, I love Stevie Wonder, love his music.
I have to tell you something about this, something that I felt really terrible about.
About what?
I didn't know you love Stevie Wonder so
No,
much.
we talked about that.
And you remember
Yeah,
when
we
I
talked
had
about
the
it.
tickets and I invited another friend. And then you're like, oh, I love Stevie Wonder. I was like, really? I had free tickets to go see Stevie Wonder. And I actually asked somebody to go and they're like, oh, no, I cannot go. And I just didn't know you were
That
such
you didn't
a
know.
big
And it's not
fan.
like we never really talked about it.
Yeah, and I didn't know. And it's
yeah.
just, but you know what? The person invited was not she liked it, but she was not a fan like you were. I felt terrible. I was like, oh
Well,
my
I
God, I
guess
could
now
have
you
got
know.
you there.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. It's not like I'm broadcasting. I would say, oh my God, I'm such a fan, or, As far as, what can I say? I think what gives me inspiration a lot, definitely music, because I love to work and do things with music on. It just put me in a mood, and sometimes just a word from a song will inspire me to create an image or a mood board. So music wise, I have my mood. So if I go to the gym, I like to listen to my Wu-Tang. That'll just give me like the energy, the pump that I need,
I haven't heard Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang Clan.
I can't believe you still listen to this.
Yeah, Wu-Tang. That I love me a
I mean,
Wu-Tang.
most of the people that are going to watch us, they don't even know who that is.
Yes, I'm sure they do.
You think?
Oh, yeah.
No.
Wu-Tang definitely. If you do listen to hip-hop, you know who Wu-Tang
Just
is.
remember.
Yeah. So definitely if I go to the gym, have some Wu-Tang on. But I got mood where I like classical music, R&B. I definitely love African music, Bon Kofi or Fali. Like, we grew up on that. And I think my parents also love music a lot. So we grew up listening to a whole lot of music at home, a lot of genre. And music for me is definitely a form of inspiration. And I'm not saying I have a specific singer that I'm a fan of, because I love so many different genres, So,
But I want to know, like, if there's someone that inspired you with, something particular that you, like a mentor that you look up to and you're like, oh my God, this is who I want to be.
If I'm half the person who my mom is, and I'll be happy with that. Literally, I'll be happy with that.
Okay. But I think you are.
No, my mom is such a... No, I mean,
Okay,
I need a little bit more of her. My mom is definitely more... I look like my mom physically, but I have my dad's character, so...
So what's wrong with your dad?
Stubborn like me. Hard-headed like me. Opinionated like me.
So how is your mom?
Cold.
What are the quality of your mom that you would like to have?
My mom is more kind. I'm more like a cold person. My mom is calm, like she's like really welcoming. She like go out of her ways to help people. She almost sacrificed herself to make sure other people are okay and taken care of. Mm-hmm. My mom, she's just like funny. She's definitely, maybe that's the French, or maybe living in France for a long time. She say what she say. She's straight to the point. She doesn't like if she has something in mind, she's going to be clear. And we'll say probably have a better delivery than me, where I'm more like my dad, where if I don't like you, I'm just going to be like, yeah, I don't like you. And after that, I'm going to think about, I should probably say that a nicer way. Mm-hmm. So, and my dad is exactly like the same. My mom, she's a, strong woman.
But I think you're a strong woman too.
Yeah,
don't get me wrong. I think you're a very strong woman. Opinionated, that's for sure. But you can be wherever you want to be.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I like me enough to, to But I think in general, like if I say inspiration, it's more like when you see someone going from zero to be successful. For me, it's inspiration.
Yes,
you know what I mean? So, and also, that's one thing that I loved when I came here in America.
Yes, I was about to say
you have those success story where you see people like Oprah coming from nothing and reaching out the top, or like actors from, like, let's say Morgan Freeman. Nobody knew him and he grind and start maybe having his biggest role in his 40s. Mm-hmm. I think here you always have that thing. It's never too late. Right. It's never too late. You can always get to where you want to go. So
it is not only the stars. I mean, I have
it's everywhere.
so
Like the
many of
business
my
people,
friends.
it's everybody here. You know.
Yeah, I have so many of my friends that came from nothing, and they came here, and I mean, they came here or they were from here actually, but they were not from rich family, and they did it all by themselves, which is yes, it's very inspiring. American people have very good work ethic, I have to say. They're not like French people, like, you know, okay, 5 o'clock, I have to go home. American people, they do work a lot. They love to work because they associate themselves to their success and to their work. You know, it's very important. Yeah.
Like they call it, the grind is real. Do you have any regrets? Something that you just like, oh, should have never done that. The biggest one, like not the little petty, you know, like something that really changed the courses of your life.
I don't know if it's a regret though. When I take a decision, I always try to make sure that I will not have regrets, because it's very interesting that you ask this question, because I always think the hardest things in life is to move forward having regrets, because you keep thinking about what happened in the past. Yeah. So I always try to say, okay, I do not want to have regrets, because regrets eats you.
It's very difficult.
So I do not really have regrets. Just sometimes I wish I made a different decision, because that decision that I took lead me to a terrible outcome.
It is fair as an answer. So.
But I think it's very important to try not to have any regret. Just live your life.
Live and learn.
But to go back to your question, I think it was an important one when you said something that changed your life. Mm-hmm. I think this, for me, is more interesting question, because I did have a decision that, yes, indeed, changed my life. But I think it was for the better. Anyway, I don't know the other way around. So
yeah, we don't.
No, once you take a decision, you know.
That's it. It is what it, yeah.
I mean, I don't want to waste my time thinking, what if? You know, there's no what if. You make a decision.
Because we're never going to know. So
yes, exactly. So what's the point? If I think about, okay, for example, if I had stayed in France, probably be a different person, different life, totally different life.
Totally.
And my first move was to leave France for Mexico after my business school. I mean, it was still in business school. It was an exchange program. And at the time, I had a boyfriend who wanted to get married.
Oh, and so can you imagine if you had make that decision?
Yeah, and he was putting pressure on me, like, big time. And it was like, oh, let's get married, blah, blah, blah. And and what I did is, I wouldn't say it's not nice. I mean, can I say what happened?
You can. Absolutely,
when I met him, I was in class preparatory, and I already knew that I wanted to travel. And when I say travel, it was not just about going to another country for vacation. And no, I wanted to experience what it was to live in a different country, because to me, I felt that wherever you are, your identity is also defined by the people around you.
Yeah,
and sometimes it's very difficult to get out of it. Sometimes you're like, I'm going to change, I'm going to do this, I'm going to be a different person. So sometimes to evolve, because you have this pressure of people that wants to keep you the way you are. So to extract yourself from certain places and to try somewhere else, you can be a different person and nobody knows you. You can decide to who you want to be, you know? So for example, if you were a shy person, everybody knows you are being a shy person, and they act towards you, you know, in a way that, oh, she's shy, so let me do this or let me do that. But now you can decide, you can mentally decide to be someone else, to be a different person. Like, oh, you know what, I'm going to go there and now nobody knows me. So here I'm going to be an extrovert and I'm going to push myself to talk to people, and there's no one to judge you.
Yeah.
That was the reason behind I wanted to try to live somewhere else, to experience who else I could be without any social pressure.
You just didn't want to be limited to just that one.
Yes.
One way, basically. Yeah.
Yes. And I mean, there were other reasons that I understood later on also, but this is what my conscious mind was telling me, because obviously my subconscious was something else. So I told him when I met him, I said, well, listen, I want to travel. I want to probably follow my
dream,
my study in a different country, at least for a year. So as long as you agree with this, we can go into a relationship. Because again, in France, it's not like you're dating and
locked in.
No, it's you start seeing someone, you're together. And so I wanted to make sure before we started something that he agreed with it. And he's like, yeah, no problem. So I did my class preparatory, finished class prepa, and then went to a business school. No, I went to business school.
Okay.
And now it was more than a year. We were together like a year and a half. And I started preparing, because to go to a foreign country, to do the exchange program, you had to pass some tests. They just don't send anybody, No,
they probably send the smartest or the people who are,
Otherwise, people get lost and they don't follow. And, so they have to make sure you're serious and that you have the capacity to study in a different language,
Absolutely.
And to be in total immersion too. So they make you pass a bunch of tests to make sure that you're going to be okay. And only a few amount are accepted to go. So I did that and I was accepted.
Oh.
Come on. Were you surprised? Really? Really?
Classe prépa,
What are you surprised? So, and me, being like superstitious, and I didn't tell anybody. I was just doing my thing. And I was like, if I pass, perfect. And if I don't, whatever. And so I passed and I decided to go with Mexico. You know why?
Oh,
Did I ever told you why Mexico?
No, you never told me why Mexico, actually.
So first of all, I wanted a country that would be far, really far. Because
I just need to get away from France.
No, I picked Mexico because that was the least expensive country.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Okay.
And also I wanted something far because, Spain, I can go anytime in Spain. In an hour and a half, 2 hours, you're there, right? Yeah. And it's still a European country, so culturally we're still very similar. But
interesting.
So that's why I wanted to go far. Asia, but the problem in Asia is,
the language,
China,
maybe.
yes, learning Mandarin take you 5 years. So it was either Latin America or North America. And
you pick the middle.
Yeah, and because of the cost, at the time I didn't have any money, and I had to really, make sure that it would fit in my budget. And since the pesos was, it's not expensive, so I could afford to have a decent life with a very small amount of money. I was living actually with €350 a month.
Wow.
Yeah.
Something that you cannot do right now. I mean, I'm talking about in general, the cost of life is so expensive that you can't really.
And I lived well, actually. I lived well because the school there, the university there gave us a house where all the girls stayed. It was only girls only, yes. And it was the house in a gated area. So we have a full house with a pool guy that came and cleaned the pool. No, it was really cool.
That's a good experience, actually. That's a great experience.
Yes. And so...
How long did you stay in Mexico?
I stayed 1 year.
Also.
So now to come back to the story, the guy, when I told him I'm going to go to Mexico for a year, he looked at me and said, no, you're not.
Oh.
Yeah. And I said, sorry? Why are you saying that? And, during our relationship, he actually went in the UK for like 2-3 months. He was supposed to stay longer. But because we had this agreement that I will travel, so I let him travel too. It's like, it's fine. We're young. We need to make some money. But so he's like, no, you're not. And I say, wait a minute. I thought we agreed on this a long time ago, and you give me your words. You see how it's important to give somebody's words and to respect it? Because now I was like, what are you talking about? No. Now we've been in a relationship for a long time, and I want to get married. Without a question, you're going there. There's no way.
Oh, so he wasn't even trying to give you a choice.
Oh, no. He told me if you go there, it's over.
Oh, yeah. I guess he was over.
Exactly.
Because you went.
So, the rest of the story then. So I ended up telling him, okay, I'm going to leave.
I'm going to leave.
And he told me, of course, it was over. And then he called me back, started calling and calling back, you know.
While you were in Mexico or before you left?
When I was, before I left. And he said, and you know what he said to me?
What?
That's when you know, like, okay, I made the right decision.
Yeah.
And because first it was like, oh, I told my friend you wanted to go to Mexico. And they're like, what? You're going to leave your girlfriend and future wife? Like, like I was taking the decision and he should be
like
the
basically
boss.
he's not met enough.
Yes. So you know what he did? He came, he wanted to talk to me and he said, okay, I thought about it. So I give you the authorization.
Oh, no, you did not do none of that. I gave myself the authorization.
I already took the ticket.
Don't play yourself. Do not play yourself.
I was like, this guy is crazy. But you know, it just confirmed to me that it was just not. It wasn't the one.
Yeah. So okay.